So there's a lot of stories about, is Jordan Love Packers going to get paid? Is Tua going to get paid? Trevor Lawrence getting paid? Jared Goff just got paid. And I was thinking about this because the Celtics, the Larry Bird exception, I'm going to get to this in a second, but I'll twist it all together. So if you were going to pay quarterbacks based on 4 factors, and I think most of us would agree on the 4 factors, which is, are you productive? Are you highly productive? Do you have success? Does your team win and win in the postseason? This isn't baseball. You got to win games when it matters, not just compile stats. Are you reliable? Are you healthy? Are you available? And number 4 is, do you have leverage? Every negotiation, I don't care if you're an attorney, a doctor, a quarterback, a landscaper. If you got leverage, you get more money. And if I had to take every quarterback in the league based on those 4, Mahomes is the highest paid guy in the league. Josh Allen is 2. And by number 3, we can argue. I love Lamar Jackson. I'd probably put him there, but health concerns, he get hurt, and he hasn't been great in the playoffs. Joe Burrow, yeah, but he can't stay healthy. Justin Herbert, talented, but hasn't won enough. Tua, concussions? Let's be honest about that. It's a concern. Jalen Hurts, what has he done without Shane Steichen? He's had 1 elite year of production. I love Matt Stafford, but he's getting older, and he gets dinged up a lot. Kyler Murray, talent, yes. Commitment, meh. Trevor Lawrence, another guy I like, but he's not as good as I thought, or as most people thought. He's good, not special, at least so far. In fact, I could make an argument, though he's not flashy, and you'll push back, that number 3 in terms of those 4, let's look at those 4 again. Productive, team and playoff success, health and reliability and leverage. Number 3 could be Jared Goff. Laugh all you want. Burrow's always hurt. Goff's been to a Super Bowl, lost 2, and never is. So what do you do? Well, this is where Dak is interesting, is that one of the toughest decisions in the league is Dak. When he's healthy, you can win 10, 11 games. When he's healthy, 500 or better. He would have a market. No question, the Raiders would take him tomorrow if he was available. And the truth is, Jerry Jones is petrified of being irrelevant. Jerry's ego feeds on relevance. Dak's your quarterback. He's upright. You're relevant. What do you do with him? His record is 73-41. So in the NBA, they have something called the Bird exception. And there's several. There's the early Bird exception. There's a lot of them. What it means is, named after Larry Bird, that you can re-sign your free agents if they've been with you for 3 years, and it can go over the cap. But it's called the Bird exception. In the NFL, here's my new name. It's called the Dak dilemma. If you're a football team that has a good quarterback, but he fills those 4 boxes, he's productive, the team wins, an occasional playoff win, he's reliable, mostly healthy, and has tremendous leverage. The NBA's got the Bird exception. The NFL has the Dak dilemma. What do you do when a quarterback mostly fills those 4 boxes, but he's good and you have to pay him great money? You will become exactly what the Cowboys have been under Dak. Relevant and never elite. What you can't be in this league is chaotic at quarterback. And I think that's what makes the Dak Prescott situation. He's got the leverage. He is productive. He's mostly healthy. And when he is, they win. You'd like him to win more in the playoffs, but I'd like Lamar Jackson to win more in the playoffs. I'd like Josh Allen to win more in the playoffs. The Dak dilemma is real, and it's what half the teams in this league are facing. You cannot be special when you pay a good quarterback great money, and once again, I think the Cowboys will be trapped. So tonight, the Boston Celtics. I mean, the playoffs for them really begin. Or do they begin in 2 weeks in the finals? They're a big favorite tonight. Indiana's a bad defensive team. This is a tough matchup for the Pacers. And I saw a story this morning, and I've touched on this before. Are the Celtics going to officially become the Buffalo Bills with Jim Kelly and now Josh Allen? Always good, never special, no trophies. So we are in year 7 of Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing together. Brown came into the league 8 years ago, Tatum 7 years playing together. What we know is indisputable is they are a dominant Eastern Conference team. Sort of like dominating the Pac-12 for most of the last 30 years. They're a dominant Eastern Conference team. Far and away the weaker conference. They've had 3 head coaches in 7 years, 1 trip to the finals, and they dominate a really weak side of the league. They do not have an alpha scorer like Luka. They do not have a dominating front line like Minnesota or a defensive player like Rudy Gobert. But they've got chemistry. They're cohesive. They get along. They win a lot. The strangest part about the Celtics, and maybe it's not strange at all, is that they don't do things that historically great champions have done. They're very mediocre at home in the playoffs. 500 over the last 4 years, and that's against mostly the East. They don't have a demanding, aggressive, dominant number 1 scorer who wants the ball, seeks it, and demands it in crisis. And we also don't know if they have a great coach. Capable, yes. Good, I'm not sure. Essentially, these Celtics are the opposite of Michael Jordan's dynastic Chicago Bulls. We love the coach, the demanding scorer, the true leader, and hard to beat at home. These Celtics are the opposite. But in an era of very good teams like Denver and Minnesota, Boston is a very, very good team. I think they'll be the proverbial hot knife through butter against the defenseless Pacers. I think they'll go to the finals. They need 2 things in the finals. Porzingis has to be healthy. You're not beating Minnesota or Dallas without Porzingis. You got to have size. Horford's not going to cut it. You can't just shoot your way to win night after night. And the other thing is, their path has been so easy, and it will be against the Pacers. Should be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. It's not rigorous enough to test them. Their first test will be in the finals. But my guess is we've had teams that have won that haven't been great. Kawhi's Raptors, Dirk's Mavericks. And that's probably what this is. We've put them in an echelon. We've put them in an echelon they just don't really deserve. They don't have the alpha score. They don't have the frontline wall at the rim. Porzingis is often hurt. Not sure I like their coach. And they're at best solid at home, never special in the playoffs. They are a, 12 to 12.5 point favorite at home against the Pacers. I'd probably take the points, but I think the games will be in the high 120s. Every time they have played this year, that's what the games look like. I suspect we'll get more of it. I'll give Indiana a win, but I think the Celtics will again find themselves in the finals untested and probably looking at Minnesota, not Dallas, though both will be favored. I really believe both Minnesota and Dallas, when they come out of a 6 or a 7 game series, will look like the better, more tested team, deeper team than Boston. And I'm not sure. I listened to 2 different pods yesterday at various times. I'll take Minnesota over Dallas, but I think what we're doing, we're not measuring in, we're not baking in how bad the East is. And I think when you watch Minnesota-Dallas and you watch the quality of depth and physicality and size and scoring and kind of dynamic players, it will look like a different sport. So don't be fooled by Boston rolling to wins, because Indiana is an atrocious defensive team. Atrocious.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.